Well, Mason, it's time.
Oh, what's
We
it time
have to
for?
talk about Pinocchio.
Okay, is this what we read and what we're going to read?
No, we're still. This is the main part of the show.
Okay, well, that's all right because I remembered I have something in what we read and what we're going to read. So everything's fine, okay. Anyway, you made us watch Pinocchio.
No, I only watched 10 minutes of Pinocchio.
God damn it.
That wasn't intentional.
You owe me big time. You owe me a flavour rap, James.
Well, Claire has been busy doing a lot of interviews and stuff.
Ooh.
So I haven't had the opportunity to sit down and watch Pinocchio, and I didn't want to make my son watch Pinocchio.
Sure.
Because I heard nothing but bad things. And, maybe it's dark and twisted. I don't know.
It's not.
So, look, I know we talked about how anybody can be any race or colour or whatever, but we talk about the
Tom Hanks being
Italian.
This isn't even the first.
It's Italian erasure, Mason.
It is. This isn't even the first time this year he's played a vague European man.
What was he in?
Yeah, Elvis.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched it?
No, not yet, but I've seen enough clips of him.
To know that you love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't actually obviously care about that. I just couldn't also. I just hated it. What did you think?
I mean, technically,
yeah,
I guess it's interesting.
All the clocks were different Disney characters.
And there's as an example, there's a moment where Jiminy Cricket is looking inside. I think he's looking inside Giuseppe's. No, that's not the character. What's
Tom
the character
Hanks.
name? Yeah, but what's
Geppetto.
that? Geppetto's. There we go. I was thinking of Papa Giuseppe's genuine Italian pizza, but he's looking inside. He's outside and he's looking. I think he's looking in Geppetto's workshop, and you see just the window, and the window looks like it looks like a real pane of glass with just like a little bit of like dirt and mold around it, and it's just so well done, and like all the textures are well done, but it's just from what I can tell, it is pretty much a frame by frame remake of the original, and it's just not very interesting. It's just
So he ends up in the whale. Is that true?
yes.
How does that happen? I don't think I've ever seen.
Well, it's not a whale. It's a monster. It's a sea monster that looks a lot like a whale.
Oh,
So the basic So the basic plot is that Geppetto, he's all alone, but he carves a wooden boy.
Yep.
And then he goes to sleep, and then the star, the wish upon a star, gives him makes him alive, and then the blue fairy shows up and is like, I'm going to give you a consciousness and all this sort of stuff. But then you won't become a real boy unless you prove you're brave and something whatever.
like a real boy.
Yeah. And then Geppetto sends him to school, and he gets waylaid by a fox played by Keegan-Michael Key, who's like, I'm going to make you a star. And then he goes to there's a couple of good jokes.
Okay.
At the end, he goes, at the end when he finally meets up with Geppetto again, Pinocchio recounts the entire adventure, and Geppetto's like, you did all that in one day? And I'm like, that was pretty funny. It was a good, look, me retelling it is not,
Sure.
it's not good.
No, it's a great joke.
But I think Tom Hanks really sells it.
Okay.
But then he gets put in a traveling circus show. There's an evil circus guy.
Turns into a donkey.
Yeah, and then James, then he escapes there, and then he goes to.
I feel so bad I made you watch this. That wasn't my intention. It wasn't a trick, Mason.
I think I have seen the original Pinocchio, and it's the same. But and then he goes to Pleasure Island, which is where all the naughty children go.
creeps go.
They think they're going to have the greatest time, but then Luke Evans, who is an evil guy,
Yep.
if you do enough evil on Pleasure Island, you get turned into a donkey. Magic turns you into a donkey, and then he sells the donkeys for donkey meat, I think. But then he escapes, meanwhile, Geppetto has learned that he's gone out to sea at Pleasure Island, so he sells all his clocks and he goes to.
But he loved his clocks.
I know, but he loves Pinocchio more.
They reminded him of his wife or something.
Yeah, something. And then he goes out into the ocean. He buys a boat, but then they sort of meet in the middle, and then they get eaten by the big sea monster,
whale.
And then they start a fire in the sea monster, and they escape. And then it's like
end?
pretty much, yeah.
How does he turn into a regular boy?
He doesn't. They're like, maybe one day he become a real boy, but
What?
Maybe there's more stories to come with Pinocchio.
That's crazy, really.
Yeah.
I don't want that, though. I didn't finish it.
Uh-huh.
The moment where he was just like, oh, I'm so sad. And my son died, so I've made this wooden boy. Oh, I could never sell my clocks. I'm so sad because my wife died. I'm like, hey, stop talking to yourself, man.
Oh, you think that's maybe why he hasn't got another wife?
Well, no, I just thought it was really heavy-handed of just like...
Well, that's how they did it.
Those
back in the
things
day.
could have been inferred. You just show a picture.
Yeah.
There's his kid and his wife or whatever.
I mean,
and
look-
underneath it says, my kid and wife are dead.
Yeah.
He's written that on the picture frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Elaine from Seinfeld shows up and she's like, I need a little wooden boy for the team.
Should I watch this?
Thunderbolts.
Should I show my kids this?
I don't know. Show them the original one.
Isn't it spookier?
Yeah, I think it is spookier, actually.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, technically, I guess this is an interesting achievement, but it's not as interesting as 2 hours of hand-drawn, beautiful hand-drawn animation, whereas this is just, well, we built the Pinocchio character model and we'll put it in this scene and this scene. I don't know.
I didn't like his eyes either. I thought like the painted on it kind of looked like the lack of I think outline on his eyes.
Right.
Just like, I don't know. Anyway, I loved it. Is that it, Mason? It's not it.
No, it's certainly not it.
Because we've got more things to do. Anyway, I apologize. I did not. It wasn't my intention to trick you into watching Pinocchio.
Next time you say we're watching a thing, I'm going to text you every 10 minutes. Like, you still watching this? You still watch? Even if you're sitting next to me in the cinema, I'm like, you still paying attention to this? You still paying attention to this?
I've never not watched something.
Maybe he does turn into a real boy in the original, but this is maybe perhaps more authentic to the.
I couldn't tell.
Also, we should stress that this is not the live action version that came out a couple of years ago, nor is it the Guillermo del Toro one, which is still coming out. This is a different one.
Have you seen the Pauly Shore one?
No.
You haven't seen this clip?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Right.
You really not seen this?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Ben sent me this.
Oh.
Ben, editor, of course. So just tell me when, you'll say.
Okay.
There you go. Now, what should we name you?
Oh, this is CGI also.
No, he'd grow up to be a turtle who only cares about pizza. I don't believe my eyes. Your name will be Pinocchio.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own?
Oh, that's bad. I see where he's going with it, but...
The world is full of people.
I just love it how it's just Pauly... Father.
You just recorded it over the phone, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think the cast is pretty good, like compared to that, especially.
No,
it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket, which I wouldn't have known unless.
He nails that. I think.
Yeah. Lorraine Bracco is from of course The Sopranos.
Oh,
is a seagull. Keegan-Michael Key is a fox, but he also has this hideous mute monster cat sidekick.
Okay,
he's just a freak, just a real horrible little freak.
Just a freak, huh?
Yeah. And the kid who plays Pinocchio, pretty good, I thought.
Benjamin Evans something.
Ainsworth, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and Luke Evans is as good as the coachman, I think. I think he's particularly...
He'll dip into a live-action Fable or something.
Yeah. Love Luke Evans on the screen.
It's true. I love his Instagram.
A lot of charisma.
He's always shirtless. And
he's very fit. He's always very fit.
Having a drink and a beach time. Yeah. Check him out on Instagram.
Check him out on Instagram.
All right.
Little plug for Luke Evans' Instagram.